And welcome back to episode 12 of Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, and with me, my point man, Malcolm Tap Out King. What's going on with you today?
Just another day over here in fake Hollywood drinking Fiji water. What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
Listen, we got OG Mike Brown in the building.
What's going on, guys?
Listen, another day, another dime and a half. We got a couple co-hosts should be dropping in on us a little later, but for now we will get the shit kicked off, I should say. It's been a couple re-signs, couple that shocked me. Well, one at least, that Cam Newton joint.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see him going that way. I don't know if that was out of I don't know if that was because New England saw something in Cam, or if it was out of necessity because, the cards didn't fall as they planned for them to get who they wanted. What y'all think about that?
I think that Cam Newton, he didn't have a lot to throw to last year, and hopefully they get him something here in the draft, something to throw to, and we'll see if we can bring an old Cam back.
Yeah, I feel like he started out all right. He started that season all right, whether it be COVID or whatever you want to say happened to him. I do feel like something clearly took place that knocked him off of the momentum that he started out with. That's a fact. But I guess the contract was for $14 million, somebody said.
It was $14 million for 1 year, which his age is not bad. I think the way I would describe the situation is desperate times call for desperate measures. And let's be realistic. The Patriots probably aren't going to do too much this offseason with putting a team together of pieces around him. So the least that they could do was try to give Cam another shot and bring him back and see if his second year there, he'll be acclimated a little bit better. Hopefully no COVID again.
Right.
Still not enough, though, to me. Still not enough, if I'm being honest.
No.
Still not enough.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was enough last year. You know what I mean? I thought that they would have a decent season, with Cam under Belichick, but for whatever reasons that got derailed a bit, I guess you could say. I don't know if I hold Belichick or Cam's feet to the fire too much for last year. You know, because
yeah, go ahead. I just thought go ahead.
I was just gonna say because I mean it was a lot of unexpected incidents, I guess you could say. So
Right.
I won't just say that it was just a bad season because of coaching and play from Cam Newton alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not
Well, hold up. I got to play the devil's advocate on that one.
Okay.
You
What's
got to
up, Mike?
understand. You got to understand there wasn't a lot of mini camps. There wasn't no training camps. I mean, they went into the season and just like they just came off the couch and went into the season. You know what I mean? So I give him that. Hopefully this year we'll see a different Cam Newton.
Two things. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I won't give him that, Mike. And here's why, Michael Brown.
What's that?
Because the playing cards were even across the deck. Everyone got up off the couch.
Right.
Nobody had a regular OTA. And to be honest with you, let me go back to one.
Well, he called COVID too.
And I'll actually jump in there with Mike on that one. Like the Patriots, I think took one of the harder hits because of people opting out because of COVID.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was getting.
Right.
That's what I was getting.
Thanks, Mike.
But
you keep saying all of y'all keep saying y'all gonna play devil's advocate, but none of you have gone counter to what I'm saying. I'm saying I won't hold Belichick or Cam's feet to the fire for last year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting you to go say, okay, so the reason why I will.
Well, I agree with you, Cliff.
Well,
I was devil advocate to Mike Brown because he had said, well, everybody got up off the couch. I mean, sorry, the Patriots got up off the couch. Everybody got up off the couch. Everybody got up off the couch.
We didn't have OTAs. We didn't have mini camp.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
And I understand it was. I understand it was a level playing field for everybody, but
not everybody had a new quarterback joining a new system, new team.
The Buccaneers didn't, and they won the ring with the 43-year-old.
And I was just about to say that, but
Brady is also not Cam Newton.
Right, you're right. And the difference between that is leadership as well. Brady had a lot of them boys out in them parks and shit, getting them together long before they ever opened anything up. Brady had Antonio Brown living with him. Brady is a different breed. Brady would do what it takes to win.
Mm-hmm.
Cam's not that guy. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, with Brady being said, of course, he got his contract extended as expected, right?
Right.
Right, and he took how much of a pay cut to basically keep the team together?
I don't know, because I couldn't find his contract anywhere.
Right.
I found everybody else's. I couldn't find Brady's, and that seemed pretty odd to me.
But they said Brady's been taking pay cuts his whole career.
Right.
And why do you think he's been successful?
Yeah,
that alone rallies people around you if they see you willing to sacrifice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They will sell out a little harder for you.
Right. And that's why that if I'm being honest, that I mean, it's not like it's hurting New England, but that Cam Newton contract kind of shocked me. Like, oh, y'all giving him $14 million? Okay.
Right. Well, who else they gonna give it to? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm not saying that he deserves like hella less than that by no means. It was just that number kind of shocked me. Like, okay,
right,
$14 million after last year. That's generous.
Well, I'm not gonna jump the gun, but you know whose contract shocked me?
Who?
That boy Dak.
Shocked me. After everything that he wasn't sticking around, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what?
That one shocked.
I gotta eat my crow on that because if I recall, I gave him hit the showers for holding off and getting hurt, and he still came out on top. So I mean, I gotta eat my crow on that.
Well, you want to talk about Hollywood over there, King? Like that's a Hollywood move. Movie stars do that shit all the time. Like, nah, I'm not coming back for the next film in the franchise. I'm not coming back for the last film in the trilogy. Bullshit, you're not.
Right.
But if that's what it takes for you to get paid, then
right.
There you go.
I mean,
look, give some credit to his agent.
Zeke damn near had to look at Zeke. He held off as long as he could to get his money. So maybe that's the the way you got to go about it in Dallas. You got to play hardball to get your money.
He hasn't done anything since.
Zeke, right? He's like the size of a fullback now. He hasn't. He got that money and ate with it. He look. He getting ready to pull Jamarcus Russell, y'all are running back.
Don't hate on my guy.
Here we go, man.
Don't hate on my guy.
Hey, y'all notice? Look. I think Raiders poo. Right. Look, I think we can all agree. When's the last time y'all seen Ezekiel Elliott hurdle somebody?
Well, I mean,
he can't do it no more.
Don't do that shit in the NFL.
Right.
You don't.
No.
That's
right. You shouldn't
in the NFL.
He probably learned in practice. Yeah, it was all cute in the game when everybody saw it. He probably tried to do it in practice and was like, "Oh shit, that's not something."
Is it legal in the NFL to hurdle someone who's standing? Okay. High school, it's not. So high school, the only way you get away with hurdling somebody is if they've basically
they're downed, right? If they're a downed opponent, I
wouldn't even try.
That's legal. What's the name? Your boy Saquon. That's his move.
Right. Yeah. And that's his injury too that you see come right.
I don't know where these boys watch okay, you can be flashy in basketball. Flashy in football might cost you a few years off your career. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
There was I wonder if any of you guys remember this recruit. This is like probably longer than that, almost 10 years ago. Sam McDuffie. He was like one of the original Christian McCaffreys. He was actually a recruit that was going to go to Michigan, but he was smart and went to somewhere else. He was like, his highlight reel was all hurdles. So it was a white running back. That's literally what he would do. He could just hurdle.
The name sounds familiar, but I just can't.
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys, man, been doing it for a long time. I never understood it. I would never want to try it. I never thought that would be something I could.
No, it's not. And who you see do it is, I mean, obviously, skilled guys are all about that shit.
Right.
So right. They get caught in spine busters.
Break your neck. I'm not about to take that chance. Okay. Yeah, the Dak. Did you guys see? They talked about it a lot on the sports shows on TV this week about Jerry Jones's reaction in the press conference and the things he said about Dak's deal. Did you guys catch or hear about any of that on Jerry Jones's reactions?
No.
So Jerry Jones, and y'all know from by now that Jerry Jones obviously is very bold. I call Jerry Jones, I don't know if y'all want to agree or disagree, I call him the modern day now Al Davis. That's what he is to me. He's like
that's where you were going with it.
He is. He's the modern day Al Davis. He is. And
come on now.
That's kind of fucked up to Al a little bit.
Yeah,
how?
It is.
I mean,
how? What?
I mean, Jerry's kind of.
I mean, nobody's winning any rings, so how is it fucked up?
I'm just saying, like from Jerry Jones is kind of like a slave ship rider. You know what I mean? Like he's like, his whole attitude is like ownership type shit.
His way or the highway.
I don't even think it's not. Of course, it's his way or the highway. But that's how most owners feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he has he just has an arrogance, a way about him that is just not Al Davis. Like, especially when the whole shit was happening when Colin Kaepernick and he was talking about ain't none of my people gonna kneel and all that shit is just like, that's a very arrogant move. Like, as opposed to speaking to the players directly, you choose or take it upon yourself to speak for everybody and say what these individuals won't do because you are the slave ship guy? Because you own I didn't never get that vibe from Al Davis.
So you didn't see Al Davis. So you didn't see Al Davis first, the NFL documentary then, I take it.
No. He said just win, baby.
Yeah, no, I know.
He said more than just that.
I know how Al Davis was. I know, listen, I've been a Raiders fan all my life. I know how Al Davis was. But I feel like that's a little different than Jerry Jones. You know what I mean? Like,
Similar but different. I agree.
I can see why you would put him on a similar plane, but I still would.
It's not.
I don't. That's fucked up the Al a little bit.
Well, the whole point. The whole point that
I might be biased a bit.
That's exactly what it is. Because listen, what I'm getting ready to say, I know Al Davis, if he was still alive and it was him, he would probably say the same thing. So Jerry Jones has said right in front of Dak, next to him in a press conference this week, he said, Jerry said, anything that's ever been very special here in Dallas for the Cowboys, he said, I've had to overpay for. So he didn't say I overpaid for Dak, but he basically hinted anything that's supposed to be special, I overpaid for. Clearly, you feel like you overpaid him. And then he said something else to the same extent, but he worded it differently. He kept harping on in the interview press conference that I paid a lot, I overpaid, but I had to do what I had to do. But he got me. I think he said he got me. He did a good job, him and his agent. They got me. I had no, you know what I mean?
Something along those lines.
Well, right. and if they're overpaying him, that means they're underpaying someone else. And guess what? That's not how you win rings. That's Tom.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
As much as I fucking hate Tom Brady.
That's the truth.
The poster child for people to follow you, shell out.
Now listen,
that ain't what Dak did there.
Here's a question, because speaking of Tom, I had a question about the Bucks franchise tagging Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
Is that a mistake? You know what I mean? Because they're still in negotiations with Shaq Barrett about him coming back, the contract. He definitely said he wants to, but, the fact that you haven't re-signed yet kind of makes me think what's going on there. It has to be a money issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Lamont David just signed
extension,
a 2-year, $25 million extension with $20 million guaranteed. You feel what I'm saying? Right, he's getting that, so I'm sure Shaq's like, well, wait a minute, if everybody's getting that, what the fuck is left for me? You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's the price of when you have a team and you have known superstars, and then people who you didn't really think or project to be superstars as fast. Now everybody wants to get paid. To your point,
no, I agree.
And I don't know if their cap space is going to be accommodating enough for what these guys are wanting or asking for. So I don't think you keep all the pieces. I think you want to. I don't think realistically you're going to be able to.
I don't think you want to lose Shaq, though.
I agree. But it's like, at the end of the day, can you afford them?
Now, can you afford them? Now, here's what shocked me about it, though, is that as we've discussed in the past, I feel like, don't get me wrong, Brady did his thing in the Super Bowl and all that, but he couldn't have done it without the defense.
I agree.
Could not have done it without the defense. Now, I know Godwin is a great receiver. You know what I mean? I didn't really see him as your first choice a lot, though.
Mike Evans.
I didn't see him as your first choice. So my question is, was it a money thing? You know what I mean? Because by franchise tagging Chris Godwin, basically he got $16.5 million. For the year, right? Now, if they were to franchise tag Shaq Barrett again for the second time this year, they would have had to give him 120%, which means he would have got, I think, a little under 19 mil. So technically, they saved 2.5 by not franchise tagging him. But the question is, can you then come to an agreement to keep him there?
Yeah. And again, though, if you're seeing leaders on the team do that already, you're probably more likely. And it depends on what you want. What do you want from your career? You want another title? Or do you want to get paid?
And let's be honest.
Unfortunately, those two things are not
guaranteed.
Right. They don't, right. You're right. They don't go to, you are right.
They don't. I think he's going to want to get paid, to be honest. I think because think about it, this is my opinion, obviously. I think with him being young, he knows that there should be plenty of time still to chase after another ring. And he just got one. So I'm content for now. But I want to be paid.
But that's the wrong team to be on to think that way.
I agree. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of these young players, just like, again, back to the Dak thing. I want to get paid.
Right.
Commentators this week, all I heard was, I don't think Dak cares about winning a ring. Like he's going to say, I want to win a ring. Don't get me wrong. He has to say that, especially after the new contract. But at the end of the day, I feel like again, Dak just wants to get paid. I want to get paid. I feel that I should be paid.
I mean,
I'll try to win.
Time he needs a contract. I feel like he deserves it. You know,
but that much?
No, not that much. I don't. But he's been consistent though.
That's
agree. One thing you can guarantee is that
I agree.
You don't have to. You can build around him and know that he's gonna put up these numbers.
Right.
Because he's consistently done it for years. You know, not like hella years, but year in and year out.
Since he's been in the league.
Right.
I feel
like you can build around him knowing that's what he's going to give you. Now focus on the other things.
Right. I mean, you know, again, we'll see what these young guys do in Tampa. Again, it's hard because these guys want to have their cake and eat it too. That's what it comes down to. I want to win, but I want to get paid. What do you value more? Like Mike said down there. You know, we'll see.
Can they now? Here's my next question: is do you think that they can do that again without him?
It's doable, but it's going to be harder. Obviously,
now you know that the whole two in a row thing. It's so hard for a team to go back to back, and now you're going back to back, or arguably one of your biggest defensive threats out there.
But what if someone else emerges, though? There's also a possibility, too.
That's a possibility. I feel like that's slim, but that is a possibility.
Because they have some great coaches. Let's be honest. Another thing I want to give credit to for Tampa Bay is all around, they had some great coaches on every offense, defense, head coach. Like, it wasn't just really even one particular coach. Like, the whole coaching staff was pretty solid collectively, which I didn't know until they got to the Super Bowl. And they were like, well, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. And I realized, man, they got some great pieces leading the way. So they might bring up somebody if they don't keep Shaq. They might be able to bring up somebody.
I mean, you might be correct. I'm just saying I don't think that it would be bringing up somebody that they already have. You know what I mean?
No. Right. That's another thing. It could be somebody.
You would have to have another piece come in place for him. And the question, I mean, I guess there is a lot of, there's a lot of people in the free agency to choose from. There's been a lot of releases.
Right. I've seen a bunch.
There's been a lot of releases.
Yes.
So I guess they could. I mean, but like Brady said, they try and keep the band together. And I don't know that now you let him out and you just lost Ringo Starr.
Well, another thing we have to keep in mind too, Cliff, is the health. Can these guys stay? So even if we were to keep them, is that person going to be healthy? Is Brady going to be healthy? Is anybody, we don't know.
Those are things that you think about, you know what I mean? Because that's just, those are how the cards are dealt. You know what I mean? Like, but you can't go in thinking he's potentially going to get hurt. So.
Right. I'm just saying you could have that mindset. Hey, keep the band together. We got the band together. We won last year. Let's do it again. The cards may not play out like the way they did last year for many reasons.
That's chance.
You know what I mean? Like you said, that's what I'm getting at is so, I mean, yes, it's going to be more, I think it's a comfort thing. Let's be honest, it's a comfort thing if we keep the band together, quote unquote, but it may not work out.
If I'm being honest, I feel like the only reason why Brady won is because the stars aligned.
I agree.
Like I don't see it being like he didn't just run through the league. It wasn't a situation like that at all.
No, and he played. I mean, the Super Bowl was a battered Chiefs team. Like they were missing half their line.
Right. Like that was a planetary alignment. Isn't that what took place this year? That's how Brady won because everything lined up for him. Even with that same team, I don't see that happening, especially if you're not playing in Tampa and all these other factors are in play. COVID's not as strong in effect, and I feel like it's a completely different ball game then. So it's gonna be tough for Brady to go at this anyway. Isn't that something though, that you could be a Tom Brady and still be kind of underdogged?
Right.
Like after all this, you could still be underdogged.
That's why he was successful.
And I'm not hating on him by no means. I'm just saying that's real tough. That's a real tough thing for me to see you going back and doing it next year. Like
at 43 too, or is it 43 or 44? I think it's 43. He'll be.
Oh, I don't know what he will be.
I
thought he was 43
Actually,
this
it's
year.
44. Yeah, it'll be 44.
I thought he was 43 this year.
They say his birthday's August 3rd. They said he'll be 44.
Okay.
So, I mean, and he
Shouts
got that
to the
knee
August
surgery.
babies.
Man,
Shouts to the greats.
Oh, wait.
Get out of here.
Right. But no, I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting with that team on how they can try to keep it together. I think that ultimately they'll probably get most of them back. They might say after this year, again, especially if we don't win, I'm out as far as the paper goes, the dollars go. I think that these guys will most likely all come back is my final thought on that.
Ooh, I fucked up. I was supposed to send you the pro day. They Trey Lance had his pro day. And I watched it. He looks good, but beyond looking good, his quarterback coach, Quincy Avery, what they did for his pro day is they identified all of what they called the quarterback needy teams in the league. Once they identified those teams, what he did was he reached out to each one of their offenses to get information, and then they tailored his pro day specifically around plays and routes that those teams run so they could see what he would look like throwing those passes specifically. This is like the first time anybody's ever done that in the NFL, and that's genius to me.
No, it's smart.
Right.
Like, if you know what system you're going to.
Right.
No, I don't think that you can do that in any year but this one. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of guaranteed what teams need out of the draft, so you have an idea of what teams in what places you may go to.
But I feel like that's the case every year. Like,
you think?
There's always going to be teams that it's obvious where they have holes.
Well,
Unless you're talking about the Bills, who twice I've seen them draft in the first round somebody that ESPN didn't have film on.
Listen, I would listen when we got Sebastian Janikowski. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they took that pick.
One of the goats.
He was great.
One of the
but
goats.
I still was so shocked to see them take that pick so high and get a kicker like that. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that is shocking. They knew he was going to be something special, I guess. They just had a feeling.
He did, too.
He was, though.
Yeah,
right.
He doesn't still have the record, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Vinatieri have it? I know
No.
It was always him and Vinatieri up there.
No, it's a new kid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he had it for like 63, and I think the new kid like kicked like 67 or something. Like he kicked it like deep.
Right.
But I can't think of his name.
I can't either.
Who is it?
64. Matt Prater, 64.
The Bears?
Oh, it's only 64?
Or the Broncos.
Okay, I don't know.
What year was it?
2019, wasn't it?
I was thinking around there, like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, no, it was longer than that.
Really?
It was 2013.
What?
Then that's...
Right. Oh, wow.
I could have swore there was somebody else.
Robbie Gold or Bobby Gold. Somebody was for a while.
Robbie Gold.
I thought he was doing something at kicker. Hey, David Akers was a bad boy on too.
Man, I don't care about them kickers. Hey, what about that girl? Did you hit the girl that kicked the field goal in the college football game?
Yes. That's cool for her. Yeah,
that is. That's kind of live.
She had a boot. She had a boot on her leg, man.
That's kind of live. I'm gonna have to look her up and shout her out before the end of the.
Because he's also a soccer player.
Right.
I thought so.
Isn't that the premise to Necessary Roughness?
I mean,
what?
The chick, the soccer player that came over to the team to be the kicker.
Oh, you said Necessary Roughness.
Isn't that Necessary Roughness? With the what's her name? The I thought it was Goldie Hawn. It might not be Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn is Kate Hudson's mom, right?
Don't get me. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think so. What? I think that's who I'm talking. I don't know. I told you Schmo down, G. I'm with the movies. Like
you were right.
See, right, I told you. I was right. Necessary Roughness, and it was Goldie Hawn, wasn't it?
Let's see. I don't know. That part's not popping up right away.
Yeah, I think that's who it was though. But that's that premise really. So that was a real life. She did a reverse Rudy. Rudy was real, wasn't it?
More or less. I mean,
Rudy is based off a true story.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So was Radio.
Okay.
So she did a reverse Rudy. He said so was Radio.
Radio Rudy.
That's Mike Brown's favorite movie. He thought he was
stupid. I heard something else. What else did I hear? I'm trying to think of the last thing I heard about quarterbacks. I feel like it was something about Mac Jones. Matter of fact, it was an article and he popped up on what was the article called? It was basically saying like the top picks that have flaws that come with them type shit. And they were kind of dogging my G. Like, they were saying the same thing my dad was saying, that they couldn't really judge what he was doing because he was throwing to receivers that were wide open when he was throwing them the ball. And they said that his footwork wasn't good. He's unathletic. He doesn't have much arm strength, but he can read defenses and make, the proper play. They just don't They just don't know if in the NFL with people being guarded in smaller windows that he would be able to succeed. And that is essentially what my dad was saying. I mean, I wouldn't be quite that hard on him. But he may be absolutely right. You know what I mean? Because I've been hard on Zach Wilson, and I keep saying Baylor. It's Brigham Young.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
BYU.
I keep saying Baylor. It's Brigham Young, though.
Right.
But I've been hard on him just because, he looks better. Don't get me wrong. I would definitely I would take a Zach Wilson over a Mac Jones, in my opinion. But I'm just saying it's a similar situation. You know what I mean? Where he has great receivers, so that makes him look better than he is. And he may not be in the toughest division, so that may make him look better than he is. It's not which one you going to go with.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones, it's going to be hard to tell. Like you said, he already had a talented, star-studded wide receiver group. Translate that to the NFL.
I would go with Zach over Mac. And I
would too.
I guess that's... Yeah, I was shocked when I saw in all the mock drafts that they had him going so much higher than him, and I was kind of like, what? Because I knew of him, but I didn't know of him, and I had to do a little bit more research, and then I was like, okay, I can see it, but I still have that question of the people you were going up against. I don't know that it's going to look the same in the league.
The unknown.
I mean, it's not. It's not going to look at the same in the league. But the question is it that much of a difference?
Right.
And speaking of that, did y'all hear that? I guess was it Atlanta or the Jets? I heard new information. I think the Jets might try to go after. No, they're number one. No, I'm sorry. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Jets are number.
The Jets might want to try to get. Might want to try to get Justin Fields. As rumors, the Jets might try to get Justin Fields and give Sam Darnold competition there. I think I had seen that in somebody's mock draft. Okay. I think I had seen that. But I heard Atlanta. I heard Atlanta mostly for him.
Atlanta's number 3 or 4.
Yeah, they're up there. I don't know what they are. They're up there though. I can double check. They're up
4. Okay.
And then what mock draft you look at? Anything from Zach Wilson to Trey Lance from North Dakota State.
That's my sleeper, man. Trey Lance is my sleeper. I really think he's gonna be so. And they were saying that in his pro day that North Dakota State has the closest playbook to an NFL team,
to a pro offense.
Right, to where he actually at a college level had to make reads and adjustments, on the fly. And his 2019 was his freshman year. And then he came out that next year and got hurt in that first game. He only had that one game. So people are pegging him off of just that limited sample size.
I mean, why is he leaving then?
Well, see, here's the thing, because they were also saying that if you put him up against other players like Cam Newton, who's only had 12 college plays games in his career. At least he had, I think his number was 17. He had 17 games, and they were naming Russell Wilson, not Russell Wilson. Who else? They named a couple other people that had Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray had less.
Just in terms of college.
Right, I can't think, and that's why they're saying even still they're willing to give him that shot.
Cam Newton though was because he was behind, like wasn't he behind Tebow? Like
I think he was for a little bit. Then he transferred before he transferred. Yeah,
and he went to Auburn.
It's different.
He went to Auburn.
I mean, when you've got 4 years or whatever, you know what I mean? Like 2 years.
I know what you mean. Right.
I mean, because even if you're not the starter, you're learning.
He's having more of a
physically
of a basketball career than a football college. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And I mean, I'm not. You know, I don't know when. In terms of like D1 athletes,
that boy bad, man.
I had enormous growth between sophomore year and junior year in terms of my play.
Right.
Like, so.
Well, that brings me to another question. Do you think that benefits or that could hurt him? Because I feel like if you're coming up in your development years in the NFL, that could be a Luka Doncic situation where you got a 15-year-old that played pro basketball in the Euro League so much that by the time he got to the NBA, he was schooling the vets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Could be.
I mean, it's possible.
I'm just throwing that out. I'm just throwing out bullshit. I'm not saying because let's be honest, football is different.
Yeah, football is different because the game just moves at such ridiculous pace, right? Like,
and there's more on the line.
The difference between college and the NFL when it comes to just pure speed is
it's
not even comparable.
Right.
I'm not saying basketball isn't the same way. Like basketball, I feel like can get to be more physical when you move from college to the pros.
Right. I see what you're saying.
I don't know that it's any faster. You know what I mean? Like. Whereas the NFL versus college from a total speed perspective is just...
I see. Okay. I feel like you're saying from the deficit between the two. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's clear. I would say the NBA to the college to the NBA is clearly faster, but that deficit and the consequence of the two are completely different. If somebody burns you on the basketball court, your man can pick up down the court until you catch back up. That's not necessarily the case when you're one-on-one with a wide receiver. You know what I mean? You might lose your contract real fucking quick.
Right. No doubt.
Or the speed of impact. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that guy that catches that ball when that guy runs a 4-2 across the middle and lowers his shoulder. While your eyes still looking at the catch.
Y'all know
that was my favorite hit.
Who?
That was my favorite hit on wide receivers when they were going right as they touched the ball. About.
My favorite idea of the hit you just said, Cliff, everybody remembers this. Reggie Bush's introduction to the NFL when he was on the Saints against my Philadelphia Eagles. I don't remember. I think it was Lito shot.
I don't give a.
David,
I think I know what you're talking about, though.
Lit him.
He did.
Up.
He did. He got right back up.
He did.
Popped right back up.
That was out of pride. That was out of pride.
Right.
He was gonna cry when he got to the car.
Look, he said, I'm resigning. I'm going back to college.
He was gonna cry when he got back to the car.
Right.
He was like, Kim, listen, I don't know. It was just a rough day at work.
Yeah.
That's when he left her. He probably ain't been right since. He's like,
no, he ain't been right.
I'm telling you.
It's not you, it's me.
He all right. He bounced back, I heard. You know what I mean? His career's been mediocre, but I mean, as far as lifestyle, I've seen some things about him. He has a nice young lady. He's been living life. I've seen...
He's got him a knockoff Kim K. I don't know if you've seen her. She's like a Kim K.
She is a
very similar.
Yeah, you can see he has
a type.
You know what I mean? Like, he has a type.
Right.
That's what we'll say. He has a type.
You know what? Speaking of him though, just I won't make this long, but he never lived up to what he was supposed to be. Remember that list I sent you, Cliff? Top college players of all time.
Wasn't he like number 4 or something like that?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like Heisman Trophy winners do not translate to the NFL typically.
You are right. No. Well, I mean, Cam got MVP of the year.
Cam? You mean
he didn't get a
Heisman?
He got Heisman, then he got MVP. He didn't get that ring, but he got MVP.
Right.
I don't know. Would you count that?
I mean, yes, but just because there's one or two guys that break him and Deshaun, that would be it, right? Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't translate.
I do agree, though.
Lester said Reggie Bush was a flop.
You know what? I think Malk has a point, though. I feel like it was good, Les. Though my fault, but I do think Malk has a point. That hit may have done something to him. You know what I mean? Because you could tell he ran a little different. You know what I mean? Like he did run a little different after that.
He didn't play long after that either.
That makes me question. That makes me question what Saquon's gonna run like when he gets like back truly healthy. Like, are you gonna run the same way you did before? Or are you gonna be a little smarter?
Man,
because them legs, you can't have leg injuries like that as a running back. Like that's your bread and butter, Joe.
Your career is shorter. Your career is way shorter.
Right. But that's another one, isn't it? He got the Heisman, didn't he?
Who?
Did Saquon?
Saquon. I'm pretty sure he got a Heisman too. That might be another one.
Yeah, I gotta double check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did though.
Lester said Pat White also got killed by Ike Taylor. I don't know if I remember that hit. Pat White and Ike Taylor.
Who was the dude broke his?
Saquon did not.
He didn't. Oh, no. I thought he did. He was probably up there when
So you got Devontae Smith this year.
Yep. Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe so far, I mean,
he's been solid.
Yeah, and he doesn't have nothing. Right. He doesn't have nothing.
Team.
I like Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I like Joe.
Baker, no.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, no.
Well, I don't know. Baker has time.
Wait, you said Baker. You said Baker, no, Mike. Now, time out here. Now, Mike, I know you're a disgruntled Bills fan, and I know what happened to you, and it's so upsetting.
Baker might not have proved himself yet, but he's on the path.
He hasn't proved himself
He's on the
yet.
path.
He has.
You think he's proved himself? I don't think he's proved himself. He looks good. He looks good.
I think, here's what I'm saying.
Mike got the Sonic ringtone. My dad got the Streets of Rage. Mike got the Sonic. He collected rings.
You know what's funny? I thought that Mike was playing one of his sound effects after what I said. Like, he does wait a minute.
Tetris?
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. I was like, what? But anyways, so what? Hold on. We were talking about Baker. Baker had a lot of naysayers this year, like from Stephen A. Smith to accept. People were really putting him down on the ground.
You're right.
And he clapped back, not just with his words, but on the field. Like he's all right, okay. And remember, Odell was out. Remember we talked about?
Yeah, he impressed me. I mean, he impressed me. I'm not gonna. Have you seen Odell in his rehab?
No, what's up and looking like crazy?
Odell's been looking good in his rehab now.
Can he stay healthy?
Odell has been
I know. Accident prone.
You're right, but he has been looking impressive in his rehab. They had him standing on one of them balls. You know them, like when you break your leg or something and you got to stand on like the half workout ball.
Right.
He was standing on one of the balls on one leg and they was shooting balls at him through the the little speed thing, and he was catching them with one hand with no glove while he was standing on the. He was doing all kinds of shit. They had him doing when his trainer would pull him and he would run up the that treadmill that's slanted, so he has to move it himself type shit. He was going. I was looking like he looks good. I don't know if he's going to stay in Cleveland, because I feel like there's something there. I don't know if if it's like Justin Bieber and Lil Twist. How Justin Bieber kept getting in trouble when he was around Lil Twist.
Right.
Odell may be Lil Baker's Lil Twist. You know what I mean? And Baker got to break off and be Justin, baby.
Here's what I feel about Odell. Odell reminds me of when you go to a restaurant or you go to the drive-thru and you see the menu. You're like, man, that looks good. Like, I'm gonna get that. That's what I'm gonna order. And you get it, and you're like, That's not what the picture. That's not what I seen in the picture. That's not what I thought it would be.
That's every time
that's
I go to Taco Bell. That seems like a good idea.
It's
no,
fucked up that you even said, man.
Right.
Oh, Mike missed it before he got on.
That's what I'm saying, he vibrations.
Mike said it though.
Vibrations.
Chakras.
Right. Motherfuckers is aligned. We was talking about that before the podcast started. And
right before you got
on,
Mike.
Shit I said.
Listen, Taco Bell did something to me.
I had to take some Tums earlier today.
Right.
Boy, I'm about to be right there with you. But yes, that's I mean, Odell, he has a chance. It's just because Odell's my age.
He just got to find the right fit.
He's going on 29. So what's his timeline? You know, at this point with him being injury prone, you guys see him playing until he's what, 35?
Well, see, here's the thing. Now, here's the thing. I feel like it's the same, like, and I don't know if we have crossover with the two between our basketball shows and our football, but it's like how Aaron picks on Zion. I feel like Odell is now at the point where he's Zion in the closer to the end of his career, where you have to adjust your game. You cannot still be the same explosive Odell you were coming out of LSU because that gets you hurt. You got to be smarter now. You got to adjust. And I don't know ego-wise if he has that in him to be a watered-down version of himself. You know what I mean? Well, but that equals longevity.
Right.
But what you saying?
I agree with you there. I think where that gets tough is that, I mean, if he doesn't do something in the next year or two, his career's over. Like,
right.
If he doesn't produce, if he doesn't put, you know, if he doesn't,
I still feel like numbers, people would want him though. I wouldn't mind having him. I wouldn't mind the Raiders picking him up
if he finds the right fit.
I don't think he'd be good in Las Vegas though.
Right.
Like his personality, I feel like
that was rude.
He'd be like J.R. Smith in New York, like just going out kicking it and still playing and like, nah, G, we need you straight.
I mean, so where has he been so far?
He's been to
New York and Cleveland. Just those two.
It,
just those two.
And he
is he a guy that could benefit from Belichick and being in a system like that? And giving Cam a target?
I think that you may be right on the money there.
Like,
I think he definitely could.
Belichick do that with quote unquote, you know,
Randy Moss,
injury prone.
I think you may be right on the or I mean, you can't really have two of them. But I was about to say, or a Brady would get him in line, but you already got Antonio Brown, so it's like why have two of, and it's not even about star-studded. They're the same receiver. They're speedsters, you know what I mean? Like,
well, Odell's a little bit more athletic than Antonio Brown,
right?
I think Antonio's faster than Odell. I put Antonio against a lot of people in the 440. Oh yeah, not Tyreek Hill, but I put Antonio Brown. I mean, he's fast. He's a pretty fast little dude. You know what I mean? He'll burn you down the field. You
think Odell ain't? Well, I don't know about now.
I think right. But Odell's never been known as a speedster. He's been always known as the Randy Moss, like the crazy.
For it. Yeah.
But you gotta think. You gotta think. He's undersized at that position, so he has to be at least 2 steps ahead of any cornerback because most cornerbacks are his size or larger. Odell's not even breaking 6 foot. He's like 5'10".
He's a 5'11".
When you watch Odell highlights, a lot of it you don't see him. What I'm saying, him going down the field and burning a guy, catching a pass. I mossed a guy. Going back to that terminology, cuts or I mossed a guy. I put my arm up in the air, palmed it one hand, like that classic catch everybody will always remember. Yeah. You know, that's what you see. I'm saying out of him a lot. And same with Antonio Brown. It's not
even that classic catch, that end zone catch. Everybody remember. He had more than 2 steps on the receiver because he had his body flat in the air, toes out, and the receiver was still behind him.
The DB.
Right. Right, the DB. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. We know what you meant.
But he still had steps on him. That's what I'm saying. So it may not be what you consider Antonio Brown's streak speed, but it's very deceptive because clearly he's undersized catching balls like that over those DBs out there.
I think Odell's quick. He's a great route runner. That's how I feel about him.
Definitely.
Quick and great route runner.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like especially receivers versus DB, it's foot speed and how fast you can change direction. Because I mean, I can't tell you what that route was, but I don't. Part of me believes that was like a stop and go. To your point, he got him to bite on the stop and then burned him because of the foot speed and being able to change direction.
Right, just that one little bit. At the same time, I feel like that's also what's putting you in danger of getting injured. You know what I mean? Those hard cuts, those, like that's scary now that you've been through both of those.
Yeah, he's got to be careful.
But
I mean, teams could definitely benefit. Teams could benefit from him, though.
I think so. I think so. But since I don't know how long you're on, Mike, or how long you're available, let's move on. Let's move to the recap of the very interesting 259 UFC fight card.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was interesting in a good perspective or if it was just interesting as in different.
It was different. Like I feel like there was a fair amount that was unexpected in that fight on that card.
Definitely.
Like, there was what was supposed to happen did not happen, and that's why you fight.
Right. Listen, in the one, I don't know, did you ever watch that one from when I did the predictions last Saturday?
No, I didn't.
I said the same. Remember, Malk, I said I'm scared for Izzy in this one. I said he may be a little too big for him.
Right. You called it.
And that's exactly how he beat him, because Izzy was winning on points for the first 2 rounds. That was clear. You know what I mean?
If I can quote you correctly, I believe what you said is you didn't think Izzy could pull it off, but if you did, you'd be so impressed. It'd be like we're like a stand-up,
jump up and down,
ovation.
Right?
Yeah.
It would have been then you move towards Izzy Jones.
But like we talked about last night, the only shared opponent between John Jones and Jan Blachowicz is Dominic Reyes.
Right.
And Blachowicz knocked him out in the first round, where John Jones arguably could have gotten beat that first fight and then had to come back the second fight to beat him. So while John Jones is being so hard on Izzy, I would like to see you go up against Blachowicz and see how you fare against that opponent.
Yeah. Because
it's not just like you can say, oh, the fight's off, because a piece of me feels like that's whole shit. That's whole shit. That boy dared to be great, and he lost. He didn't lose like in a dominating fashion.
No,
he just lost the fight.
Right, he lost the fight, and it still went to a decision. Like,
right,
he didn't finish the fight.
Even Blachowicz couldn't really do much with him when he had him on the ground, which I thought was impressive because nobody's really ever had Izzy on the ground. So I thought he would panic and get pounded out. He didn't even allow him to do that.
No, but it's still but Blachowicz still controlled the fight.
He controlled the whole second half of the fight.
That was a unanimous decision, and it was the right.
It was the right decision, and that's exactly what I said. If you're gonna win this fight, you cannot allow him to take you down.
No, you got to strike, and you got to keep it on the feet, and
that's too much weight. That's too much weight for him to have. Now it's okay if you do it the Canelo way. Canelo usually works his way up and takes 1 or 2 fights at each weight class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to understand the power and before moving up. You chose to skip one completely. And did you notice he came in at the fight at 200.47?
Okay. All right.
You didn't even make 205. Like, no, he was 200 point something.
Got it.
You didn't even make 205, right? Because you said I walk around at 203. Well, that means you don't have enough time to put on weight to lose it back to get to a nice defined 205.
Right.
That's dumb as a fighter.
That was ill.
Right. Now if he had a month, 2 months to put on weight, like actually gain and lift, and then take a month before the fight to lose, to cut all the extras.
To your point, like had he stopped at other weight classes along the way,
he would have been there.
You would have been closer to that anyways, or you would have at least been able to follow that path.
But, I mean, it was an ego loss. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything you could tell, like, from the post press conference. It wasn't anything that broke him or anything like that. But it was much needed because his ego was a lot higher than it should have been. He was great,
right?
But your wrestling is not.
No, and I mean, I hate to say it, go back where you belong on that, and come back down to your way.
Start again,
and
right,
hit it himself.
I agree with you 110%.
Yeah. So, all right, that's the Izzy Blockowitz. What about the title changing hands?
Aljamain Sterling, Peter Yan.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy about it is because Peter Yan was on the way to that victory.
Absolutely.
He had the fight in the bag. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now, Aljamain had him in like the first round and a half because he was moving on him, but then he gassed out, and it was very clear he gassed out.
Right.
And you could tell he pounced when he gassed out. Now, that's
that whole championship fight, right? Like 5-round match versus a 3-round.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah. So pace yourself. But
blew his wad early and
you said what?
That blew his wad early.
Listen, right? Right. Yeah. But the controversy came because if for anybody that didn't watch the fight was it the 4th round, I believe it was the 4th round.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's right.
Yan, who is Russian or speaks Russian, I don't want to say he's Russian, but he speaks Russian, had a bilingual corner, meaning one was American, one was Russian. And his main coach was the American, so the other coach was basically there to translate and help out. So he has him, Aljamain at this point in the fight is on one knee with his hand on the ground, because if you're on a knee or a hand, if your hand is on the ground, if any appendage is on the ground other than your feet, you are a downed opponent. You cannot be kneed in the head. You can be kneed in the body, not the head.
Take body shots, but not the head.
And what happened was he was on one knee and with his hand on the ground, covering up like this. His corner, the Russian dude, I don't want to keep calling him Russian, Jan's corner is yelling at him, and you see him while he's hitting him on the ground, turn back at his corner, and then he like looks back like he was taking in information.
Right.
Then he looks back and throws the knee. Now, what I think happened was the American coach was saying wait for him to stand up because he was smothering him with uppercuts. Like the dude was getting hit with uppercuts, so I figured eventually he would have stood up to try to get back out of the way. And I think the American coach was waiting on that and was saying when he gets up, throw the knee.
Yeah.
And I think when the translator translated it to him, it didn't come out the same way.
He lost something in translation.
Right. Exactly. Like the movie.
But so here's what I'll say about it, because I've seen that.
He still should have known enough not to throw it. He still should have known enough not.
That's what I was gonna say. It's almost like a kid, though, right? Like your kid may not have been told this exact rule, but you probably should know you shouldn't knee or punch somebody.
I feel like that's what the look back was for. Like, are you sure? Like, you know what I mean? Like he looked back. Like, is that what I heard? Like, are you sure you want me to knee him right now? Okay, fuck it.
Like you're too old. Like.
Funny story on that. So college, we punting towards the end of the half. There's like 15 seconds left. Long snapper gets the signal from the personal protector and just literally like picks his head up and looks back. No, it's not. And because we had called a fake. And it was actually, we shouldn't have called a fake. It was our our head coach was standing next to the defensive coordinator and unknowingly gave the signal for a fake punt. You don't run a fake punt with 7 seconds left on the clock. That's kind of wasteful, right? So, but long snapper looks down between his legs. He's like, "Are you sure?" And he gets the ball. Like your whole commentary about the corner,
right? Like fuck it. If you want me to do it, I'll do it.
It happens, man.
Sometimes I guess so.
You get the wrong signal.
But I mean, I just feel like that's tragic. You know what I mean? Because I mean, he was already the champ. I think this may be the first time we talked about it last night, Mike. I think this may be the first time in fight sports history that a belt has ever changed hands off of a disqualification.
Yeah, which is weird. Like weird enough to the point that even professional wrestling doesn't let a title change hands on a DQ.
You know what? The only other option would be to stop the fight right then and there, make the belt vacant.
Vacate the belt until there's a rematch.
And then rematch the two. But you don't get to keep the belt just because you did something illegal, and you don't get to get the belt just because he did something you didn't win.
Right.
Yeah.
So they should vacate the belt, leave it hanging out there, and say a rematch has to happen before anybody else can go at this belt.
And this is our whole, we come across this conversation like once every 3 months, paper champion. Like, until you beat somebody.
It's a lot of them in boxing.
Until you beat them.
It's a lot of them in boxing, and that's why I think I feel like the sport's losing a little bit of its luster to the UFC, because there's so many paper champions put in place just to have an opportunity that the big dogs will never let them have anyway. You know what I mean? The big production, the big promotional companies are like, yeah, we see you're the little WBC light champ. You're not the super champion. We want big money. We're making these pay-per-views. You still got a lot of work to do is basically what they're saying. Whereas in the UFC, there aren't those paper champions. So if you are a contender and you worked your way to be there, trust and believe you're going to get your opportunity.
Absolutely.
But in boxing, you got people that retire because they never got an opportunity. Could have been great.
But I mean, that's you have a figurehead like Dana White. That's what it comes down to. Dana White.
Right. I appreciate him though.
He makes the decision. He did for mixed martial arts what Vince McMahon did for the WWE.
Right.
And it is
Cam is stupid as hell.
What's that?
I said Cam. Lester is stupid as hell. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's what threw me. Tell OBJ to be a man, drink more water, and stretch. Oh, what? He does need to stretch though, huh? That is accurate.
Be a man, yeah.
You need to stretch because you constantly pulling something or popping Achilles, whatever the case may be.
But you know what's crazy with OBJ? He's always in them videos doing like dance moves and crazy.
Them dance moves don't got nothing on cutting at full speed.
That's true.
The fuck?
That's true.
But you said I was actually about to be a question, Mike. I was about to ask you what you think his next move should be. You think he should go back down?
Did we jump back to Izzy?
Yeah, Izzy.
I think he should. And
I just wanted to know,
run out your title there. I mean, because he's still what, the middleweight champ?
I get confused with the UFC weights.
The difference between
there's boxing. A little bit different, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it's the middleweight.
Yeah, title. It sounds about right.
But I mean, the flip side though is how old is he? How old is he? He
is 31.
So, I mean, maybe cutting that much is starting to be too much for him.
Yeah, because he said well, I don't know. 203 to 185 is only 18 pounds.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's a little more getting older. You know what I mean? But like 20 to 15 pounds isn't a lot. To be cutting.
True. No, I'm with you.
As a professional.
And it's 185. And it's 185.
Right.
Middleweight 185, and so cutting 15.
Yep. So you're absolutely correct. He got the belts at 185. I think he has 2 belts at 185. I think
I had middle and welter flipped.
No, he just has the one. It's not.
No, he just has the middle.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I thought he had the middleweight, and I for some reason I thought he went up to fight Paulo Costa. I'm tripping, but then he wouldn't have jumped 2 weight classes to get to.
He didn't jump. He only went up 1.
I thought he went up 2 then. So he must have had 2 belts then.
Middleweight to light heavy is, Blachowicz is the light heavy champion.
Oh, I thought he went up 2.
So no, he only went up 1.
That's a big jump in the UFC.
From a 185 to a 205.
Yeah, they trying to kill motherfuckers. Either you gotta dehydrate yourself to get down to 185 or fight big boys at 2. They trying to kill motherfuckers in the UFC.
Right. Listen.
That's some blood sport shit. You gotta throw one in the middle of that. Like, what about the middle?
The difference from there is, the heavyweight title's up to 265. So
what?
265? Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it 260?
With wrestling, I think it's 270.
I thought heavyweight was like 225 and above or something like that.
It says up to 265.
Oh, they stop it at 265.
Yeah.
See, before it was just
watching
above. What was he talking about though? Oh yeah, but other than that I just wanted UFC, to know where you saw John falling after this. Last fight that is worth talking about is the one that I seen how it was gonna go from the jump of things. That's the queen right there, Amanda Nunes versus.
Oh, I seen that
Mika
highlight.
Anderson.
I seen the highlight. Ooh,
the highlight was the whole fight.
He took her down. Took her down. She didn't.
I said it was gonna be a ludicrous video, Mike. I said she was gonna be face down, ass up, like a ludicrous video. Now I give Megan props though, because she did avoid the knockout. The only reason why Amanda got the submission is because she went for that takedown as soon as she felt rocked.
Tapped her out.
And a lot of people don't do that with Nunes. So I think that was the right move to make.
The right call to try.
She just was so loopy she couldn't maintain position when she... Yeah. And you can't do that with somebody like Amanda. Like, she is in a league of her own.
True.
You know what's funny though? Let me say something. This is very wild of me to say. I understand how wild this may sound, especially to people that watch mixed martial arts. I could possibly see, and this is crazy, I know it is, and I know everybody's gonna talk shit when I say it, but I could possibly see.
Get it.
Not yet.
I wanna get it.
Oh, I love it.
I did too.
I can see this is a big if your girl Clarissa has a decent PFL contract, I can see her moving to the UFC to take on an Amanda Nunes. Don't know, and I know it would be a good fight. And the only reason why I say so is because Amanda relies on her punching power. She does not take you to the ground. She doesn't really even fight you in a clinch.
Right.
Like, she'll clinch you up against the cage and push off to continue punching, which is exactly in Clarissa Shields' wheelhouse. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like she can maneuver that and avoiding kicks as long as she doesn't get taken to the ground. The question is Amanda smart enough to know if I take this bitch to the ground, it's over for her. It's over for her. I'm taking her out of there. Now,
she seems tough.
Who?
Nunes.
Yeah, Nunes. I don't see anybody beating her. I don't see
she
anybody anytime soon beating her. You can put her against whoever. She said she would fight Jake Paul too.
Rousey would still come back and tag her if she wanted to.
What?
No, Rousey.
Whoa. She's trying to get
back.
Pregnant, Malcolm.
What?
Yeah, she said that she's on Xbox, on Twitch, streaming video games, playing Sonic and different stuff every day.
No hands whatsoever.
It don't matter. She got takedown. She got takedown. She got tap out too.
I actually, you know what, Malk? I will not blow that statement off completely because I agree with you there. I think she's a better wrestler.
She got takedown, boy. She's aggressive.
I don't know that she could get close enough to take her down.
Listen, I don't even think that even if she took her down, I still feel like you're in Nunes's world.
Yeah.
That's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's not a wrestler. That means anywhere you put her on the ground, she has a submission for you.
She has something for you. Yeah.
Even Serena Williams lost.
You're right, but she also lost to a young buck who was just as hungry. And she was mixed with Japanese and black. That's a mean.
That's dangerous. That's a tiger. That's a tiger in tennis.
Listen, That's the most extreme discipline in athleticism and ability.
Shout out Heinz Ward.
Listen,
Yeah.
was he Japanese?
No, but he was half Asian.
Yeah,
or half Chinese. Sorry,
Asian.
Chinese and
was
black.
I didn't think it was Chinese.
His mom was Korean. Sorry, he's Korean and black.
Okay.
But still, that was tough as nails.
No, yeah, Korean. I can see a Korean black mixture being something too.
He was tough as nails.
Yellow as Malcolm does.
Listen, he was a little more bronze than Malcolm.
He was.
He
was.
He was a little more.
Yeah, he
bronze.
was.
It's because he had road games and he got to be in the sun more.
Wow.
Listen, y'all. If I was in Tampa too on the road playing games, I'd be a little darker
You know what?
too.
Touche, motherfucker. I cannot.
Yeah.
I can't argue that Fiji water. Hollywood Fiji water. But
Shout out Fiji.
other than them three, I didn't have nothing else on the UFC. I do know that tonight is another fight night. Boxing has been trying to keep up. David Benavidez, you know who that is, the dude that just beat Durrell, Anthony Durrell, the dude that split his eye open before that fight and they stopped it. He's the one who's been calling out Canelo. That's who that is. He's fighting Roland Ellis. I feel like I'm not gonna hate on Roland Ellis. He's not a bad fighter. If I'm not mistaken, I think he may be the older brother of Rashidi Ellis, who's a great fighter. Roland's 18-1 with 2 draws and 12 KOs. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter by any means. I'm just saying I feel like they kind of throwing him out to Benavidez to get beat. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
this is another one of them fights that if Roland Ellis wins, I'd probably be jumping up and down if I had money on him, but I wouldn't really put money on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, can't trust him.
But I mean, I do feel like it's an interesting fight on Showtime for anybody that's interested.
Worth checking out.
Yeah, I do think it would be worth checking out because that is a good fight. Like, Roland Ellis is a good fighter. He's not going to quit. And David Benavidez is a monster, but he still has a few holes in his game. And I feel like Roland is good enough to potentially find him. I just don't think you may be good enough to stay in the pocket to do damage with him. But I do think it would be worth watching. Fucked up thing about it is I pay for Showtime, but I got logged out. Like, you know how if you don't log into an app for so long, it'll log you out of it. And when I tried to log back in, it said, please log in with an active account.
Oh, no.
But y'all motherfuckers is still taking money out of my account every month. So what do you mean an active account? Like, how do I... So I might not even be able to watch it. I'm going to be on Showtime's customer service line for the next hour trying to get a hold of somebody to help me.
Hold on. You have Showtime or you're saying you don't? Or you do have Showtime?
Yeah, I got Showtime, right. But it's saying
I
guess it's saying my account isn't active. It said, please log in with an active account every time I put my information
stuff in.
But it just literally just took money out of my account.
About to say, right.
2 weeks ago.
Got it.
So I'm still enrolled. So what about my account inactive now on a fight night? I'm frustrated.
Right.
I don't want to. Now let's be honest. It's fucked up nowadays. But the fight will be in full tomorrow on YouTube. I don't care if it's pay-per-view. If you wait till 3 a.m. and go on YouTube and type in the name, that full fight's going to be up on YouTube.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I do. Shoot, I'm about to pay.
To be $1, that's what I usually do, unless it's somebody that I want to support. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to help their purse?
Right. You are right.
Like they get $2 about you.
Right. But you know what it is. Like I don't do that with big name fighters. Like a Tank. Like, I love Tank to death, but nigga, you making money. I'm not about to be. I'll catch you on YouTube when it comes out. I'm not. What?
It's almost like buying albums these days. Like, no one buys the CDs anymore. They're just, to your point, just go online and try to find it or YouTube it.
Right. Yeah, nah, but
I got
what you got, Mike?
what about Russell Wilson?
You know what?
Oh.
That's a name that I
We
don't
forgot
feel.
talk about him.
Yeah, where's he going to?
What
Seattle?
about him and Deshaun?
Seattle.
They're both staying put.
Deshaun sitting out. Yeah,
I thought they said he was talking about going to Carolina.
They both took a big game. They're both staying right where.
Nah, what happened was he said what I think happened was because he said it a couple of days ago. He said the Raiders would be his number one pick, and let's be honest, the Raiders would like to have him, but at the same time, I don't think they're willing to give up what it takes to get him. Right. So I feel like the Raiders were like, nah, not for that.
His cost is too high.
Oh yeah, poo fucking there. And fuck everybody.
Yeah, fuck you. And fuck you too.
Poo Raiders.
I like that.
But
that one cracks me up.
Yeah, I don't think nobody wanted him. Not nobody. I'm just saying I don't think the Raiders
could afford him.
Because let's be honest, I said it. I would like to have Russell, but not at the cost of my firstborn child. I would much rather, as much as I don't like Carr, I would much rather stick with Carr for this season at least than throw away what we've tried to build over the past couple to get a Russell.
Yes, I can deal with that.
As for Deshaun, I feel like that's a lot more of an interesting topic, just for the simple fact that I think he's very serious. I think he's very serious when he says, I'm not playing there anymore. And I think right now what the Texans are doing are really trying to test him. Like, are you sure?
Right.
But there's going to come a time where you have to let him go.
Right.
And I don't know if it's going to be mid-season before the cap. I don't know if you're going to hold off like the Montgomery bus boycotts and be like, nope, we don't care.
Well, here's my question. What's going on in Houston? Because first it was James Harden in basketball with the Rockets.
We talked about that. I feel like Houston.
And now it's Deshaun.
But look at Dallas.
It's Texas. What do you want?
Right.
Thank you.
Old oil money, man.
Look at that.
Thank you.
You know what? It's ironic that you say that, Mike, because look at the only team that thrives in Texas.
Dallas.
The Mavericks.
Right.
And what about the Mavericks? And what about the Mavericks?
Hit the showers.
Nope. What about the Mavericks, though? They've always had a Dirk, a Luka, a Kristaps, for lack of a better term, the best white player that we can build around. You know what I mean?
True. I hear you.
You feel what I'm saying?
True.
So you look at the other players, like you named, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, James Harden, Russell when he was there for a hot second. It's like,
oh yeah.
It's like, well, why are we all having issues? Right. Because all of those people have, I would say, arguably done. I wouldn't say as much as Dirk, but you're putting your faith in Luka and Kristaps. You know what I mean? Like, these players are giving you more than that.
Agreed.
Not a Russell and a Luka, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
what you got, Mike?
I said I got to drop, but I will hit you with my hit the showers. My hit the showers is going to Aljamain Sterling. You better hit the showers with that belt and hold it tight because you a paper champion.
I agree.
You ain't got shit.
I agree 1,000%. Now, you got skill, but you definitely don't got a gas tank. You better get that up next time.
They better figure that out before
they better give it back to Peter. Right. They better give it back to Peter. They better give him another shot at that or...
Absolutely. Now
I'm gonna feel some kind of way.
I could see them making an example like you should know the fucking rules, but hopefully.
Nah, I mean it was a hard knee. It was a very hard knee. It wasn't the hardest knee, but it was a very hard knee for him to be a downed opponent. But it wasn't enough for me to be trying to make an example out of you, especially because you're foreign. You know what I mean? Like, you don't. I understand that. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. Next time. It's a problem.
Fair enough. All right, fellas, take it easy.
All right, Mike.
Love you, bro.
Take it easy.
Safe.
Love you, Mike.
All right.
So we just Mike. So breaking news just came in. Breaking news. Marvin Hagler, middleweight boxing great, dies at 66.
No.
Today. Just came in.
No.
My phone just went off.
In Japan, huh?
Marvin Hagler, the middleweight boxing great,
dies in
blah, blah, blah. I'm just
Japan,
trying to see
I
if
bet.
it says, at his home in New Hampshire.
Oh, so he was back here, so he moved back. Remember, we talked about it. He was a Japanese movie star.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, after he fought, what was it, Sugar Ray Leonard, and they gave him the draw, or they gave Leonard the win or something.
He fought Sugar Ray. It was a split decision in 1987.
And he quit after that. That next fight, he retired after that fight and moved to, it might not have been Japan. I want to say Japan, though. And he became an action movie star over there. He was one of the biggest movie stars over in that country.
Yeah, that's sad. It really just came in. He knocked out Thomas Hearns in the third round of 1985, and he fought Roberto Duran in 83.
Oh, he was a bad boy.
Yeah.
Cliff, he's from Newark, New Jersey. Cliff,
I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that. That's damn, I fucked up. But that's damn, I can't think of what I was about to say now. But damn, that's fucked up that he died. 100.
66. Just died today. His wife announced it. 66. I wonder what happened. I guess, we'll get the details on that throughout, I'm sure, the whole, because that's young. I mean, that's still, that ain't in your 80s or nothing yet,
Right.
I mean,
did they say what he died of?
That's what I'm saying. That hasn't.
Probably a heart attack. Wasn't available.
Damn.
Doesn't say yet. Doesn't say. I'm sure it'll come out this week.
And that just came out, huh?
So, as Mike said, he was getting off.
Yeah.
I got Apple News. I don't know if you get the Apple News alerts on your iPhone, Cuddy, but it's an Apple News alert. Shocking information. So and so dies at 66. I said, what? As soon as Mike said he was getting off, that came in.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And you know what's crazy? And it's crazy that it's crazy. Listen, this is what's crazy about it. So, remember they used to have that Fight Night gang?
Yeah.
Came out back in 2010. Now, all the boxing fans have been in an uproar over so many years talking about why haven't they come out with another boxing game, right?
Right.
So now they got this game coming out called ESBC, Esports Boxing Club, and what they were doing where they were they couldn't get all the contracts with the newer fighters. You know what I mean? Like the top names here. So what they were doing were going with all of the legends. Like they got Jack Dempsey, Jake LaMotta, they got Joe Louis, Jack Johnson.
Some of the classics.
Right, they got Joe Frazier, they got all them. And they were working on Marvin Lewis and
Marvin Hagler.
Roberto Duran, Marvin
Hagler, I know what you meant.
Roberto Duran, all them currently. And I'm wondering if they even got to him before he died. You know what I mean? For him to be able to sign his contract. Because his likeness isn't in a lot of games. And it would have been nice to have had him in this new version of the game before he passed. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's sad. Hopefully, to your point, they got that squared away beforehand. But
that's one of them. That's one of them elders joints. Like, you know that old African proverb, that shit where they say when an elder dies, the city or the community cries because all of the wisdom left with them. That's one of them. Like, that's fucked up. Like, he's one of the best that ever did it, and he chose to, for his own reasons, chose to not deal with boxing and go to the movies. But it's like, was he training anybody? Did he pass down his knowledge to does anybody know Marvin Hagler's style that can teach that anymore? Because if not, we just lost a lot that we had before. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know as much as you guys may know about him, but I remember we talked about him a couple podcasts ago when
Right.
we were talking about boxing. I might have been my mom or somebody had said his name. I remember he came up somewhere in the topic, and my dad, about the yep, that's right. But yeah, that's sad, man. I guess that's our first true breaking news.
Yeah, that's
like literally
fucked
being
up.
on an episode and breaking.
Fucked up. That's the first.
Unfortunately, it wasn't right. Unfortunately, it wasn't something that we're proud of to have to say is breaking news.
I mean, listen, guy called a soldier home. Shit, it may be something motherfuckers should clap for.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a little, I don't know, salute. I wish I had a beer or something, a little, something. I got my Fiji water. I don't got no beer on me up here, but
he might have to get my hit the showers, but to above. Hit the above showers that you ended your career, bro. Go hit them showers. Not no disrespectful way, just
That's as an honor, rather than a,
Damn, that kind of makes me feel a kind of way. That's fucked up. That's how I felt when Pernell Whitaker got killed. When he got hit by that car, I was like, damn, like that's another one that was just, he was too great to lose without seeing somebody, a prodigy from him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, the good thing about Marvin Hagler is there are a lot of fighters right now that you can tell were directly influenced by him. One being almost unified heavyweight, or not heavyweight, welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. He's the closest to Marvin Hagler I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. So
hey, Rob commented in the chat. He said Mike Brown looks constipated.
Nah,
it's up to Rob, Mike.
He just seen he just seen you join the chat, and it gave him a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Hit the showers, Rob.
hey, look, Mike. Rob and his Indianapolis Colts, or Carson Wentz, hit the showers.
Ooh, hit the showers. How do he feel about that? How you feel about that, Robert?
I'll tell you the answer before he typed back, Cliff. Depressed. Yeah. When I seen Rob 2 weeks ago up here, we talked about it. He said, "Malk, you called it. You said he's probably gonna go there with Frank Wright." He said, "Man, I'm pissed. I'm upset." I said, "Well, now that's not your problem. He's off our team. Right. That's your problem." Hey, speaking of that, y'all, real quick on the NFL.
What up, Lex? I didn't even see that until Rob said, "Hey, Lex." I didn't even see that she said something.
Yeah,
we ain't ignoring. I ain't ignoring you.
She over there with the kids.
Malk be typing back in the chat, but won't ever address it.
Because that's rude to interrupt y'all during.
Nah, just stop it. You know what I mean? You gotta show love.
But anyways, what do y'all think about? So I guess my Eagles went ahead and came out and said,
I'm sorry, I'm about to interrupt you. What we gonna do? I'm gonna get flags. I'm gonna get yellow referee flags, and I'm gonna put the logos on them, and I'm gonna send them to each one of y'all. So when the chat come up that y'all see, throw a flag on the play and call out the chat.
Or just simple like this.
Flag on the play, motherfucker. You talking shit in
flag.
Continue your shit though.
I'm gonna order one off Amazon. I just said I'm gonna just throw it at the webcam. Just
right. The flag on the motherfucking play.
But I was just saying. So my Eagles came out and said that Jalen Hurts is indefinitely our quarterback. They don't plan on actually getting somebody else to compete with him. They're gonna go with him because I guess they learned from what they did to Carson Wentz when you had drafted Jalen Hurts to begin with.
Some people fold under that pressure.
Right.
Carson could have been better. He started out great, so the fact that he declined so much says that something else happened. Whether it be mental, you know what I mean? Something happened to him that made him decline because you're not lucky that much like how he was in that first year. Now don't get me wrong, that first year they don't have film on you to know how to really, guard you, of course. Yeah. But the fact that he was that dominant and just fell off that tough lets me know that it has to be something mental. I feel like he's more so questioning himself than actually not able to do it. I feel like he has a chance to do it, but you got to know you can do it. You know what I mean?
Right, we put too much pressure on him, and Philly's tough.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a tough place.
Pop said that.
And sports in general, yeah, Pop said.
Shit.
Yeah, so I mean,
apparently Indy is too. If they ain't giving up numbers and they like, fuck you, nigga, I'm sticking with my shit.
Well, that's a sign of lack of respect to me. You ain't earned our respect yet in the league to become here and pull and rank. You know what I mean?
I agree there.
I mean, I want to see what my boy Jalen Hurts does this year. We still don't have any weapons, so it's kind of hard to say or hard to judge. But I hope that he continues to show some sign of the future for us. Rob said we won't get past the first round of the playoffs with wins.
Y'all be lucky if y'all make the playoffs with wins. How y'all gonna jump to the first round? How y'all make it first? Explain.
Right, because the Titans are still there with Derrick Henry. And Tannehill? They're still there. They won last year.
Yep, last couple years.
Last couple years they won?
Yeah, they're doing good last couple years.
But yeah, what you said about Hurts, I think this is the best situation for him.
I like Hurts a lot. I love watching him.
Only reason why I say it is because without you having the pieces that you need, you have a freer reign to move. You know what I mean? You don't have an Odell Beckham in your ear saying, throw me the fucking ball. I'm going to be open, throw me the ball. So he gets the chance to make the plays he deems the best in that situation. Nobody else has pressure on him to do so. You feel what I'm saying? So if he wants to run, he should run. If he wants to throw, he should throw. But once you start putting pieces on that team, now you're taking away ability and you're like, okay, do the smart shit.
Right.
This is your time to cook, to develop.
It's almost like at a job, your training period.
Right. Make mistakes right now.
Yeah.
Make them, because if you don't listen, I heard the realest shit by the white boy, the singer / rapper Clever. You know about him?
Haven't heard.
He hot. I fucks with him though. He is hot.
Okay.
He said, I have to fall. He said, he might not say I. He said, you have to fall to learn where you stand.
That's true. Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of the conversation we had on the Do Fools Agree podcast last night. I don't trust people that haven't failed.
Right.
If you haven't failed and crawled back out of it to succeed, I don't trust you. If you've always succeeded, that I start to question, has somebody put you in this position? Or do you deserve this position? You feel what I'm saying? But somebody that's failed first and then came back, you know exactly what's going to happen if you knock them down again. And I can trust that person. But this new age cancel culture, it's like you're canceling people before you give them an opportunity to redeem themselves.
Right.
Let them redeem themselves before you choose to cancel them. And if they make the same mistake again, that's a fool me twice situation. You're out of there.
Right.
But one mistake is not enough to just take somebody out of a situation.
No, I agree. Yeah, you can't do that to people.
It's crazy.
I mean, Rob tried to say Carson Wentz is more accurate than Rivers. I thought Rivers, like I said it before, Rivers had a really good first year in Indianapolis overall.
Yeah, no, back then, no, not Indianapolis.
He did good last year. They took him to the playoffs.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad year, but
I mean, the Chargers is when he shot.
Right. Now that Wentz, that's a Wentz versus that
Rivers
is, I don't know how, I don't think I would agree, but I do agree with this Wentz and that Rivers. It's a little closer.
He said Rivers couldn't have taken that Eagles team to the Super Bowl like Wentz did that season. He didn't, Rob, and this is for the rest of the world. I'm going to stress this again. Yes, Wentz, I'll use the terminology. Wentz preheated the oven, but Wentz didn't cook the dinner. Once again, Nick Foles cooked the dinner. Because he could have easily. Oh, Michael, this is facts.
What you got to say, Mike? Tell me what
Malcolm.
You got to say.
No. He did it with a backup quarterback. He's keep saying that.
But he's not. Nick Foles isn't really a backup though. Like he
hasn't done it. He hasn't done anything since, Malcolm.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't, Michael. It doesn't matter.
Philly special. The Philly special.
Cliff.
That's all he's done, Malcolm. Damn it.
Cliff.
Damn it.
I think you can agree on this, Cliff.
Damn it.
Cliff. Tell me this isn't common sense.
Oh shit.
If your hand is hot, this is where Philly messed up years ago.
Okay.
If your hand is hot,
I'm following.
You had a backup quarterback come in when your primary guy got hurt and led you to the promised land and won and beat Tom Brady and his Patriots, who we all just deemed Tom Brady officially as the greatest quarterback of all time. Officially.
Right.
You go and get rid of Foles next year because you felt obligated that you drafted Wentz a couple of years ago.
No, that was where they fucked up. That was where they fucked up.
Thank you.
But see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'll say is Nick Foles was never a backup quarterback. What happened was he went to the team and thought he had a chance against a Wentz. They chose the Wentz, and Nick Foles was always drooling at the mouth like, wait until I get my shot. And he got his shot, and he made everything out of it that we thought he would. I'm not saying I think Nick Foles is a great quarterback, but he's not a second-string quarterback, especially not behind a rookie like Wentz.
Right. So Rob just said, you know damn well Wentz got them there. He carried them that season before they got hurt.
He did.
I'm not disagreeing there. But what I'm saying is we all know it could have and should have went the other way. Meaning when Foles stepped in, our season should have ended from there most likely. We should have not made it to Super Bowl. We should have not won the Super Bowl.
No,
That's Rob.
No, it ain't like that, Malcolm. It ain't like that.
It is like that. Listen, Cliff.
Wait, it ain't like what? Repeat yourself.
He's saying. So I said when Wentz went down, when Foles stepped in, no one would have guessed. Number one, we were gonna finish the season the way we did, let alone win a Super Bowl. No one's seen that coming. Nobody's seen that coming.
But we're saying to you, we're saying to you, Malcolm, we're saying to you that Super Bowl that Nick Foles came in and won or whatever. You know what I mean? That was Carson Wentz's year, bro, is what we're saying. That's what Rob keeps saying. It was his year.
Carson
was his year, buddy.
Got a question.
Go ahead, Cliff. No, Cliff, Carson wouldn't have won if he kept playing.
Got a question. What was more impressive, this Brady win this year or that Eagles win that year?
Nick Foles, he's a backup. He's a nobody. And he won the MVP.
You know what, Mike? I think I got to agree with Malcolm on this one. I think that Nick Foles is a little more impressive than this Brady joint.
Hey, Cliff, you just said he wasn't a backup quarterback, and I'm telling you, he's a backup quarterback.
Hey,
because he's not a good starting quarterback in the NFL.
He's not the best.
Proven fact.
Over the whole season, yes, I agree with you.
I agree on that.
Right.
He will. Okay. Like Carr, he'll show his fuck ups throughout that season. That'll fuck up his quarterback rating. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I feel like if you put Carr, like if you made him sit and then put him in there when it counted, he might make something happen. Because at that point, he's frustrated. Like, why am I not playing?
Right.
He's not comfortable. But when you let somebody be comfortable that shouldn't be comfortable, they never play to their full potential.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Michael. You have to understand, and it's just like a relationship. Foles didn't fit with the Rams. Foles don't fit with the Bears. Foles went with whoever he felt could give him the best opportunity, the best money.
He's a bad quarterback.
He's not a bad quarterback at all. I wish we would have kept him. He was our hot hand. He won us the championship. Wentz started off great.
I wouldn't be comfortable keeping him throughout the season, though.
But I'm just at this point, I would have rather gave him a shot and then bench him. If you
had Hurts, Foles, and a Hurts, that would be the perfect. That would be the perfect two. You feel what I'm saying? Let Nick Foles cook as the quarterback. You fucking up, Jalen. Get in there and be spectacular. Make something happen.
Right.
Do whatever you feel you need to do. If you want to run. If you want to pass. Do what you need to do. And then if you start fucking up, Foles, go back in there and launch one straight down the field.
Right. All I'm saying is, Mike, we can say whatever about Foles.
They like half quarterbacks, huh? I guess Foles is like half a quarterback. He won a Super
Bowl, but listen, in Philly, we can't deny that Rob said Foles is trash now. Again, Foles is not trash. Foles is trash in the system. Foles is trash in the systems he's been playing in and the teams that he's on.
I agree there.
Foles was hot in Philly.
Come on. He looked good in Chicago, bro.
Cliff.
I don't think Foles is just awful.
Look at his stats in Chicago.
How does a quote unquote backup quarterback not only win a Super Bowl? Okay, because that's big too. That's made. Don't get me wrong, but it can happen, right?
Yeah,
but win a Super Bowl. But win a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
you were the MVP. So hold on, Cliff. You beat Tom Brady, and you were the MVP of the game.
That's different. That is different. That's different.
Now, Michael and Rob, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not saying that wins may have not somehow took us to the big game, but he damn sure wouldn't have won the big game.
Now we don't know. We don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. But we don't know. We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we just can't definitively say he wouldn't have, because he looked better than Foles. Let's be 100. Foles only got him really in that game, but. I guess you know what? I guess to Rob and Mike's point, that would have been the best time for him to win the Super Bowl. While like we said, nobody has no film.
Rob, and what ring Rob does Andrew Luck have, and what MVP does? So at the end of the day, Rob,
Andrew Luck over Foles.
I'm talking.
Whoa.
Hold on. Let me get live and in action for Rob.
Off of injury, I won't.
Rob, at the end of the day, when we're talking about championships, rings, winners, you're not going to be able to put Andrew Luck in that conversation. Andrew Luck effed himself. He's a coward. He retired early and gave up like a punk and pulled a Barry Sanders. Even though
why would you call him a coward?
Who you talking about?
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, why would you call him a coward?
Yeah. He retired early. He never won a championship.
He was
never done anything significant.
But he was accident prone though, T.
Malcolm. No, not accident. I would say injury, because Andrew Luck is another one of those people that you never gave him enough.
He was a bust.
He didn't get enough though. He didn't.
He had Reggie Wayne. He
did have Wayne, but it's not like you would like
Marcus Pollard.
It's not like you were Peyton Manning in Indianapolis.
Right.
Peyton Manning had pieces. The only reason Andrew Luck came in is because the pieces left, right?
And Andrew Luck had T.Y. Hilton and Reggie Wayne.
You are right about that.
Right.
You are right about that.
And Cliff, I think he had a little bit of Bob Sanders left.
You are right about that. I think he had a little bit of
Bob Sanders left.
I don't know about that.
So what happened,
you are right about that. You are right about that.
That's right. So at the end of the day, Cliff, look, put it this way. Mike, Rob, and whoever's listening, when you have a table of current and former athletes and they say, if you won a Super Bowl, sit at this table. If you never won one or didn't get a chance to make sit over there. Sit at the kiddie table. Nick Foles is sitting at the. All I'm saying is, everybody, Nick Foles is sitting at the big boy table.
That's like
I'm a Super Bowl MVP.
That's the equivalent. But listen, I'll give him that. I'll give Nick Foles a MVP Super Bowl win. But that's also the equivalent of Robert Horry welcoming Tom Brady into the 7-ring club. Like, yeah, you got your 7 rings. I'll give you that. But you didn't get them yourself. Don't act like you were Jordan. You're not Jordan.
But was Robert Horry ever an MVP in any of his 7 rings?
No, but you still got them, right? Like you said, you're still But basically what you said was you're sitting at that table by default. And your plus to the argument is he got MVP. But my thing is MVP only takes 1 game. A Super Bowl only takes 1 game. You feel me?
Right.
The issue that I think Rob and Mike have with your statement is that the longevity was not there with Nick. And if you had Nick from the jump, you may not have gotten to that point in the first place. Now, can Nick finish it off? Yeah. But can he get you there and finish it off? Doubt it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
all I'm saying is, just like in any sport, when you have the hot hand, he won you Super Bowl, he won the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Keep him.
I'm not putting my hot hand down until you cool off.
I'm keeping him. I'm not going to keep Wentz over Foles.
That's really my argument.
Do you got your jersey in there, Malcolm? Put it on.
Michael.
It is a Foles jersey too. It is a Foles.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Got it. As soon as he MVP, I got Michael. Obviously, it's at home.
Okay.
It's at home.
Okay.
Hey, Cliff, you already know. If I was at home right now, I'd go straight to the closet.
Now. I got more.
Go straight to the
That
closet.
makes more sense now. Now
Listen,
it makes
Cliff.
a little bit
You're
more.
right.
Makes
Don't
a
it
little more
though?
sense, Mike. I get it now.
He's got a hell of a fight, don't he?
I get it now a little bit.
Cliff, why do you think I didn't ever buy a Carson Wentz jersey?
Oh,
Because I knew.
Man.
He wasn't.
Man.
I did know. He was hot at first, and I'll give him this. He got injured. I'll give him a pass on that the first year.
Donovan McNabb was a better Eagles quarterback than all-around quarterback.
Rob, Rob, you're making my okay, Rob. You just actually dug yourself in the hole now. Now I'm about to bury you.
Yeah, explain. Explain.
Donovan McNabb was clearly a better quarterback than Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. Donovan McNabb also had Terrell Owens. Donovan McNabb also had Brian Westbrook. Donovan McNabb also had Brian Dawkins, and still lost, Rob, in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady.
You are right.
Still lost, Rob.
But some of them acquisitions were later in his quarterback career, though. He didn't have all those wide receivers starting out.
He didn't.
But you are right, though, having all of them regardless of being against a Tom Brady, that's also a Tom Brady that's still on the same level as you because he hasn't taken off yet. So I do understand what you're saying there.
You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady was definitely still in his height and his prime at the time.
He was good, but he was on his rise. You could have knocked him off right then and there.
You could have.
And he had a chance to. He almost
had a chance to. What I'm saying is, Mike, y'all got to agree.
What?
Would you have pegged the Eagles the year with Donovan McNabb to beat the Patriots, or the year with Nick Foles to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Who would you have thought?
McNabb.
Right.
I would
hands down
McNabb.
Donovan
right.
McNabb. Hands down.
Right.
Hands down McNabb.
Yes.
I think anybody that would say something different would be a hater or you're really crazy.
As Cliff would say, would be asinine. Hey, Cliff, bring back asinine for me this year.
Listen,
bring it back for me.
I might have to.
But that's all I'm saying is, let's give the man Nick Foles some props. We can say whatever we want to say about him. At the end of the day, he's going to have a ring. He's going to have a Super Bowl MVP on his resume.
He deserves a half a prop.
Right.
I won't give him plural props.
I'm not giving him that, bro.
Michael, even
before the Eagles, even before Chicago, Nick Foles is nothing, man. Where's he from, Malcolm?
But listen, how many guys has that happened to?
That's
you can be a Cliff, tell him you could be a nobody somewhere and be a somebody somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. You can be a nobody somewhere.
I think I know Nick Foles.
He played for St. Louis starting off.
No, I'm talking about out of college.
No, I'm not sure about that.
I want to say something crazy, like an Iowa or something.
What college did Nick Foles go to?
Nick Foles' college is Arizona.
Mike or
Rob. I knew it was something like wild.
Rob, he didn't need a. Rob said McNabb never had another quarterback carry him to the Super Bowl before he got a fresh start to take down Brady.
Well, that's deeper. That's deeper.
Rob, right?
That sounds more like hate on Foles than
Rob. Right, Rob. That hit is too big. Yeah, let's get Rob on soon so we can show the world his head again. That hit is too big.
Rob can call in if he want to. We probably ain't gonna go too much longer, but
right. He probably working, but probably on break. But Rob, now that's just some Nick Foles hate. McNabb was never injury prone, and McNabb was always good enough to do it on his own. He could have done it on his own. Right. He just didn't get it done. Even TL him still debate.
McNabb did get hurt though, Malcolm. He did.
He wasn't injury prone like Carson Wentz.
He had
not ever injured.
Nah, he did have a couple injuries, but they weren't like long season and like they weren't like that. He missed a couple games here and there, like 2 to 3 here and there, but he didn't.
That was mainly Mike and Cliff in Washington when he got hurt a lot after he left the Eagles. That was mainly when he got hurt. But anyways, that's Nick Foles hate right there. McNabb could have done on his own. He's at the end of the day, Rob, whether it's Wentz, McNabb, whoever you want to say, they just couldn't get it done. Nick Foles, you can try to give him half a credit saying he stepped in late. But at the end of the day, he finished. Hey, what's that famous quote? It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
You know that's right.
And again, Nick Foles finished Mike Brown, Robert Hall.
Yeah, you can't hate him.
Nick Foles finished.
Yeah, he did finish, Malcolm. I'll give him
finish it out. I'll be right back. Handle y'all business.
I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give him his props Okay,
That's what I want to hear.
He's a good backup quarterback.
I mean,
did you like
hey,
did you like
hey,
he's a good backup quarterback, Malcolm, and that's where you need to keep him at. Just because he won MVP for the Super Bowl and all that's nothing, man. That's not. I'm telling you, he's not. He's nothing. But he's lucky he's got one.
He's better than Rich Gannon. He's better than Rich Gannon.
What?
Yeah, Tim Brown, or was it Troy Brown?
No, it's Tim Brown. Thank you.
Hey, Tim Brown had them Band-Aids around his fingers.
Hey, can you see me pointing at the sign? Go Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Go Raiders.
And when's their last championship, Mike? Since you hate them, when's the Raiders' last championship? What year was that, Michael?
Well, we went in 2004.
No. When's the last year they won? I'm sorry.
Last year they won. I'll wait.
No, you know the last year the Raiders won the Super Bowl. What year was that, Mike?
Can somebody please call in and tell him when the last time the Raiders won a championship, please?
Mike, we want to ask Siri. Hey, Siri, when is the last time the Raiders won a NFL championship?
What'd you say about the Raiders?
Mike talking stuff.
The Raiders were crushed by the Buccaneers in Super Bowl 37 on the 26th of January.
That's different, though. That was that Gruden year, and that was the year that
that was Tony Dungy's shit.
That was the year of the infamous fumble.
I'm not saying that, Cliff, and I don't mean Cliff, this is one of those. Instead of not being in the middle, it's Cliff in the middle because you're a Raiders fan as well, and I'm just getting after Mike Brown. All I asked was, I posed the question. I said, what year was the last year that the Raiders won an NFL championship?
Marcus Allen.
And that's back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Before I was born, because I was born in 92.
Yeah.
So Cliff,
88, 89.
I say this.
Or was it before that?
It was before that. It was 85, 86, wasn't it?
It might have been.
So Cliff, you was just born if it's 86.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, Cliff, you and I don't recall being on this earth and seeing the Raiders win a championship. Again, I'm not throwing you in, not going after you. I'm going after Mike because Mike was talking about Eagles.
I know what you're saying.
It's just unfortunate that I got to throw in your squad too. I'm just saying, why you talking, Mike Brown? When's the last time that your team has won?
But we still got more rings than you do.
You're right. But it's about hold on. It's about what have you done lately?
Well, not when we got multiple rings.
Did you just agree with me a minute ago that I said it's not about where you start, it's about how you finish?
Right, but the game's not over.
It's over.
Yeah.
The game will continue.
Hey,
and right now, if the game ended and it was about how we finished, we'd still be beating you.
Oh no, my Eagles are winning plenty more of it.
No, if we're finishing, like you said, we'd still be on top.
No, actually, Tom Brady would be on top.
Hollywood.
Hey, hold on, Tom.
Yeah.
Now go hang yourself from the Hollywood sign behind you. Now go run back down that red carpet and go hang yourself from that Hollywood.
No, you're right though. You know? But no. I mean, like I said, Nick Foles is definitely better as a backup probably than he is as a full alleged starter. All I'm saying is he worked well in Philly.
He's a Lou Williams.
Okay.
He's somebody that could be so much better than he is, but because I honestly think it comes down to experience. He just hasn't been in that position enough. He did get the shot after he left the Eagles and didn't do much with it.
He did. Didn't he go to Jacksonville too?
He went to
Jacksonville.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Jacksonville,
but there's not much. There's not much you can do down there right now.
Look at the teams that Nick Foles has played on besides Philly, though. Chicago, hot mess on offense.
You're right. That's what I mean. Jacksonville. You couldn't really do much.
He got paid. He got paid all that money in Jacksonville. Though,
and Cliff.
Yeah, he did.
But Cliff, tell me, you can't diss Nick Foles, Mike, in St. Louis twice. Look what St. Louis just did to Jared Goff, and they paid him big money.
Well, St. Louis has gotten fucked out. St. Louis has gotten fucked out of a Super Bowl shot 2 years out of the past 3.
Yeah.
Well,
with that pass interference call, and then what was the other one? Damn, I can't think of the other one. It was something.
I can't think.
It was something egregious like that pass interference, though. I know that for a fact, and I remember it happening. I think it was the year before that. They got fucked out twice.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like Kansas City got fucked out the year with that the Patriots went up against LA, the Rams.
You said Kansas City?
Yeah, when that Tampa Bay won the overtime, what's the name, and drove down the field. And Mahomes was like, I would have did that if I won the coin toss. So like, why? How is that fair? Like, you got to give us a shot to go back to, like college. Like college, if they score on the first drive, you still got a chance to score from the 25. You can't just end the game because they scored. Give the other team a shot.
Give him a shot.
And that's what Mahomes was saying. And I feel like they got fucked out of that too, because it was a call before that gave Brady the ball to go down the listen. But that's here nor there. That's the way the rules are and all that. But we'll wrap it up here. I know motherfuckers got shit to do. So when we wrap it up today, I'm going to give y'all another shot, another chance to give me y'all's favorite, not favorite. Don't give me, I said favorite. Y'all's quarterback that you predict to do the most out of college this year in the NFL. And then I want who's hitting the showers.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm going to say out of college right now, your dad said it right. He said that Zach Wilson. I think Zach's going to
He does look good. I'm not going to lie.
He's going to do some things in the NFL. You know what I mean? Good. So, and my hit the showers, I like to say for the salary cap for 2021, $180 million for the Raiders are in the red. You need to hit the showers with that, brother. Listen. You know what I mean? And one more hit the shower before I go though. Yeah. Yeah. Trent Brown hit the shower.
That nigga been picking on Trent Brown like Aaron been picking on Zion. That's exactly.
Every episode might get on Donnie. Trent Brown.
That's how Aaron be on Zion. That's funny.
Right.
Hey, Cliff, little do Mike know that's Trent Brown might be his people's. Little do Mike Brown know I'm gonna laugh when he's
right. And he gonna come to the family reunion like, what the fuck you saying? Right. Old man?
Right. I seen that episode. Yeah, say with your chest now, Mike Brown. Say with your chest.
Yeah.
Look,
I love it.
That's OG Mike Brown. He just gotta make a couple phone calls. We don't want to end your career like that, young brother. Just
okay. Too late to come. Yeah, he did.
He said,
"Hey,
Robert, what you got to
What's
say
going
before
on?
we wrap up?"
Yeah, Rob, give us your hit the showers and your quarterback coming out of the college.
Hey, talk your shit first. Talk your shit, then give me
Rob.
that.
Go ahead, say what you got. Say what's on your chest, Rob.
Hey, Foles is trash.
Yes.
Point blank.
Okay.
If he would have started that season, they wouldn't have had as many wins as they did, and they wouldn't have gotten to the Super Bowl.
You might be right.
No, I agree
right.
with you there. I ain't gonna lie, cuz I do agree with you there.
Rob,
I've seen what he can do over a full season.
Can I ask you a question?
But it depends on where though too, because he's never really had much. That Eagles season, he had a decent squad. He did have a decent squad, but look what he did. Look what he made happen. So it's almost a question of if you put the pieces around him, what's Nick Foles going to do?
Right.
Thank you. And what system, Cliff? The system that he's in.
And that goes to the pieces. I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
That's why he's a pro, because he should be able to fit in any system.
It don't work that way, though.
I've seen quarterbacks with more not get there.
That's the same.
Right. Dan Marino didn't
listen.
No.
I mean, he got there, but he didn't.
Right, he one of the best of all time.
Right.
Yeah, he is.
And never got a motherfucking ring.
Can't look. So you sit at the kiddie table, Dan Marino.
Right.
Sit at the kiddie table.
And he got to though. You got to respectfully let your knees
respectfully
let your knees bang the top of that table, because you don't. And that's what happens when you pick that lifestyle over opportunity. That's what happens. Because Brady could have easily went to a very what do you call it, like lit area. You know what I mean? Brady could have went to the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Brady could have went to LA. Brady could have went wherever he wanted to go and would have had a nice lifestyle. But he chose to stick with. Nobody want to live in Boston.
Right.
Who want to live in Boston?
Cold.
Right.
Ain't trying to deal with it.
Even the Buccaneers, like, you gotta think. You go to Florida. No disrespect to Tampa Bay, but motherfuckers in Florida be like, you was in Tampa Bay.
Right.
You ain't even come to Florida then.
You ain't in Miami.
You know what I mean? You ain't come to the lit shit. You went to Tampa Bay.
Right. He bougie. He bougie.
So what I mean by that is he has no problem not going to the high market value teams to pick who I feel like I'd be most comfortable with. Kind of the similar way where I say I'm not going to quit my job until I find somewhere better. Yeah, I'll take a pay cut because I'm comfortable. But trust and believe, if another contract comes around and I'm like, this sounds right, y'all lost me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But
True.
Right.
was that all the shit you had to talk, Rob? We ain't seen you in a while, and I've been wanting to get you on round.
That was it, man. That's all I had to say.
Okay, so
Yeah, okay.
I couldn't make the argument earlier. We all know the Raiders trash.
Oh,
Malcolm
shut
made a
the
good
fuck
point.
up.
Malcolm made a good point in saying in all
shut
three of our
the-
lifetimes,
Hey, hold
we
up,
have not
hold
seen
up.
Oh,
the Raiders
shut
go to the
the
Super
fuck
Bowl.
up.
Yeah, hold
This
up.
is
Wait
facts.
a minute. Hey, Rob.
You know, the Colts
Rob.
have been to the Super Bowl. You
Okay.
know?
We
Mike-
see Manny win one.
Mike
But
Brown.
Twice.
Didn't we beat y'all ass, Rob? Didn't we beat
Not-
y'all at Lucas Oilfield Stadium? I was sitting right beside you, nigga. Did you forget?
Ooh, that was
Did
my
y'all make-
first
did y'all
NFL
make it to the Super Bowl,
game.
though?
That was my first NFL game I went to when Mike Mitchell got drafted. The year that the rookie Mike Mitchell came out at linebacker or at safety. You remember that, Mike?
No,
Mike
I-
Mitchell
Right.
out of Michigan State.
He was a nobody then.
He was a strong safety, hard hitter. And they tried to,
Oh.
they wanted to move him to linebacker, but he wasn't big enough, so they put him on the special teams.
Oh man, probably
I'm
know
trying to
if I
think of what
see.
year. So let me think. I am 34 years old. I was 16 when I went. It was on my 16th birthday. So that is what, 18 years ago?
Ain't you old?
So that means that would have been it's 2021. So that means it would have been
16, 2005.
20. Shut the fuck up. 02?
Wait.
Oh no.
21 minus 18, right?
Right.
That's 03. 21 minus 18 is
03.
03.
Okay.
I was 11. So you'd have been 17 or
16. That was my
17.
16th birthday.
Right.
The game was on my 16th birthday.
Ah.
And I went to Indiana with my pops and his boys and wilded out at the game.
Well, listen.
Hey, I did just lose $100 on that out of sign fight.
Did you?
I wouldn't have took that bet, man.
Robert.
We talked. You don't watch the show, Joe? No, you know. I know. Now
working.
listen, I know fight sports now. You should
Yeah,
watch
Rob.
the show. I was talking about that. I said it. As much as I love Izzy, I think this is dangerous. I said it. This is a dangerous fight for him. Not that I ever thought he would get beat up, but he's too heavy. He's too big for you. Izzy had never gotten taken down but one time prior to that fight.
The ground game crushed you.
Exactly. He's too big for you. He came in at 200 in a 205 fight.
Yeah.
So while you
That
walk
ground game
around
did.
at 203, that man walk around at 245. You think if he choose to shoot in and take you down, he's not going to get it? Yes, he is.
Every time.
Every time.
Got him every time.
And he wasn't planning on that. And that's where I felt like that was dangerous. It was too dangerous for him. Now, he did nullify his ground and pound. He didn't get pounded out.
He did.
But he still let him control you for the whole second half of the fight.
At the end of that fight, I didn't even really, it was probably one of the most unentertaining fights of his I've ever seen.
It was. Because he spent half
To
of
me, it
it
was
on
trash.
his back.
Yeah, Emil's trash.
I mean, even when he spit it on his back, I still seen some things that was kind of impressive to me, but he'll come back though. I just think John Jones is, if I'm being honest, and I'm a fan of him too, he's kind of soft for saying the fight is off because dude ran through your opponent too, and you didn't do that.
No.
So fight him before you talking about he's soft for losing. You ain't fought that man. That man might run through you the same way.
That'll be the fight. That'll be the fight, though.
John Jones Blachowicz.
If all of us had to put a bet on Jones or Adesanya, who y'all got?
I got Adesanya.
That's money lost, man.
I got Adesanya.
John Jones is a bad dude. Is that the one that used to fight Brock Lesnar back in the day and they kept beefing or something?
Hey, that's money lost, man.
No. Nah, I got Adesanya, and I'm going to tell you why. Because John Jones is a Greco-Roman wrestler. Meaning, I see...
He's technical, though.
I see better wrestling from him in a defensive position than an offensive position. Izzy has great takedown defense. Now, while John...
Izzy's all around, though. Izzy's all around, but he's not great at one particular style.
He's great at boxing. His boxing is excellent.
Nah,
his boxing is better than John Jones. He got John Jones on boxing.
He's not the best boxer. He's quick. You can compare his swiftness kind of like to Floyd Mayweather. He sees the punches very well.
Right. He places them, not necessarily trying to knock you out. I'm just trying to. You are right.
And he's
there.
He's an accurate striker. Like he doesn't just swing to fucking
knock you out. None of
them
really trying to knock you. Right.
He's precise.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, that's where I feel like John Jones. He's not on that level.
After seeing this last fight, Jones would control him on the ground for sure. And he would use that, knowing what he saw. Knowing what he saw,
you're right.
He would abuse Adesanya on the ground.
You're right.
Everybody.
But my question is,
everybody saw his flaw.
Can he take him down though?
Yes.
Well, yeah, he is coming down from heavy. He's coming down from heavy. You are right. You're right.
That's the big difference.
Didn't think about that. He is coming down. He's not at.
You gotta think. Look at when Jones fought Cormier twice. Big boy, solid.
But Cormier took him down.
And look what he did when he got down there, though.
But I don't know if John Jones could do what he did to Cormier that he would do to Adesanya on the feet. That's right. I feel like the feet go to Adesanya. The ground goes to Jones. The feet go to Adesanya.
I guess.
They both the same height, 6'4".
He got exposed, man. He got exposed that last fight bad.
But give me your Rob, just for the fuck of it, give me your first college quarterback coming out into the NFL that you think gonna do the most this next year, and then who's hitting the showers.
Well, like I said before, my boy out in Oklahoma. Spencer Rattler.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You said that last time. I haven't even seen him on any mock drafts.
No, I haven't either.
Because he ain't getting drafted. He's still gonna play.
Okay. Well, how can we pick him?
But he would still be my option.
Dude, Rob, what'd you say?
This nigga.
I take him to the coach over Wentz right now.
Who is it?
Spencer Ratliff, the dude that we looked
up. Get off that redhead boy from Oklahoma.
on the first episode.
Oh, okay, I'm lost.
Yeah, on the first episode. Was Mike even on the first episode? I don't think he was.
No, I wasn't.
The Super Bowl. It was the episode after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think I was.
I try to tell y'all that boy's sick, boy.
He ain't coming out.
That boy's sick.
Well, who's coming out then is my question. So out of who is coming out this year? Oh, look at the baby.
Oh, where's he at?
Right.
I didn't even tell me my baby was here while we was on the podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit the showers though, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here.
Yeah, it is.
I'm on my way to see a baby.
Aurora.
Yes.
Did you give? Yeah, you already gave it.
Yeah. I
What
was
about
waiting on
you,
I've
Rob
only
to
been
get
there
me.
for like 2 hours, bro.
I would say, I had no idea. I would say hit the showers. Heavenly hit the showers. Marvin Hagler.
Definitely.
And then I would say quarterback. I'm gonna go with Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, for him and Urban Meyer. I feel like Urban going to go ahead and try to do something with him. You know,
That's
he's
the
really
I
move.
can
good.
see that
Trevor's the
happening.
move.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That's a good pick. I could definitely see that happening in
Now,
Jacksonville.
Jaguars are still going to suck. I just feel like Urban's going to try to make him
No,
look.
but I can see him having a similar year to Burrow.
Burrow?
Yeah.
I could agree on that.
Yeah, I agree. So mine would have to be I'm gonna go with my guy Trey I almost said Trey
BYU.
Young.
Oh.
What the fuck is my guy's name? Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
Trey
Lance.
I'm going with Trey Lance out of North Dakota State.
Okay.
He's about to take the league over next year. I promise you that. Regardless of where he goes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
hit the showers. I'm gonna have to agree with Malcolm on the one way.
Heavenly.
Marvin Hagler hit him the one way, Joe. You had a great career. I appreciate everything you gave to the sport of boxing. I'm hurt by the fact that I don't think that wisdom was passed down. And my hit the showers in my disrespectful way would have to go to... I'm gonna have to give it to myself again. I'm gonna honestly have to give it to myself again, just because I hated on Dak Prescott. I said I gave him hit the showers the week before last, and I said he shouldn't have held out, and he got hurt. He fucked his career up, and now he got everything he wanted in the first place. So I was wrong. I'm never not gonna eat my crow if I'm wrong. So I'm gonna hit the motherfucking showers as soon as the podcast ends.
All right.
Figuratively and literally.
Right. Listen, that's your best bet, because them Raiders stink, and I know you a Raiders fan.
Nigga,
so
fuck you. I smell.
Bird flu.
Talk about.
I like that.
Get your chakras together, as you said last night.
Yes, I will.
I told you, Michael, $20 a shirt.
All right, we got this. We got this under control.
Right. But
I like that once he got
I
on.
can't say one more thing to Malcolm. 2 years ago, we were sitting in the garage, and I said all three of them ball boys is going to be a problem, but the youngest one, when he got to the league, was going to be the nastiest.
Nigga.
I'm calling rookie of the year right now.
Nigga,
You get half a point. You get half a point, because not all three of them are a problem. Actually, you get a quarter of a point. It's only one of them that's a problem, because the other two.
I can't help the other one turned out to be a felon. All right,
all three were gonna be a problem.
Nah, you know what though?
Three.
We gonna end it, but I do see even Jello having a NBA career.
EuroLeague.
No, I see him hitting the G League eventually, and I see him having a year or two in the NBA. I don't think he gonna pan out. You know what I mean? But we all know that Melo was that shit. I said Melo was gonna be the best one coming out.
I think Jello. Put it this way, I think Jello and I get the same playing time and average the same points, 0 for 0.
Jello get paid.
Right.
Jello get paid more than you, even though you're a felon.
Hey.
Well, everybody, like, subscribe, like, what is it? Like, subscribe, share,
subscribe,
all that.
Shares.
Do whatever you feel. Shit. Recommend it to a friend. But we will be
Mike,
back.
share this to your page.
We will be back when we're back. When will we be back? Wednesday. There it is.
Wednesday. At
all right.
7:30.
7:30
all right,
sounds
y'all.
right.
I'm back to work, man.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Y'all be safe.
I love y'all.
All right.
Love y'all, man.
All
Peace.
right. Until next time. Y'all.
Stay black.
Stay all that.
Hi, y'all.